Hi, hello, how are you, Amanda? I need brows. Okay, we're gonna do spell. I wanted to show spell in a nice neutral way. I love myself a good deep spell. I like a good deep eyeshadow. I like it. It's my preference. But I did want to show it in a nice neutral way for those who like a good neutral look. I like checking a couple boxes. I'm going to do my eyeliner for keeping my eyes open, but let's dig into this. It's going to be good. I'm going to do my primer. Right now I have concealer on that's creasing. I tried a new face today. Keep an eye out for that tutorial. And I'm waiting to see how this looks with all the makeup on. Okay, so we're going to use our Singeance Shadow Sense as our primer. It's the color Candlelight, and I do have a link for it if you're wanting to get some. I don't sell it, but my girlfriend does. It's good. I mean, my goodness, I did my makeup yesterday and my eyeshadow. I loved yesterday's eyeshadow. And it was where I used Stardust and Venus. Oh my gosh, peanut butter and jelly. I loved yesterday's eye look. Yesterday's eye look will be something I do for events. It was so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, so it lasted through the evening when I find, because I mean, by the time I can wash my face, it's about 9 o'clock at night and it still looked glorious. It was the best part of my face. Okay, I'm going to use my Paris shadow as my primer or my base. I like using a nice little pinky base. Use whichever base you want, but you see how it adds just a little touch of color and it's nice. But also having something powdery on your lid will make a really nice blending surface. And what I'm doing today is I'm hoping for a nice light spell. And spell's dark, but it can be. I did this the other day where I need tweezers, where I made spell 3 colors. It was my transition color. It was also my outer corner color. Like it had depth. It was liner. It was all the things. And I loved it, but I know some people just really want to see spell neutral. So I hear you, I'm here to help you, and I'm just tweezing some brows because yikes. Okay, I lost my good tweezers. I'm so mad. And learning new tweezers is hard. I'm going to use a fluffy brush and the etch brush today. Let's grab the eyeshadow brush. I think I'm going to stick with this. I'm using Spell and Drift. I love Drift. If you have Sabrina, if you have Rome, either will work. And then I'm also going to be using, I'm not sure if I'm using the etch brush. Honestly, no clue what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to start with my shimmer. I'm going to use the fluffy end. I'm going to go into Drift, and I'm going to press this on my brow bone. I like this light, so using the fluffy end is really nice. We don't want this super punchy. And I like a little peekaboo shimmer under my brows just to give my eye a little bit of lift. Okay, I'm going to use my finger now, and I'm going to go into Drift, and I'm going to prep with this. I want to do this first because Drift can be so many colors. It can be nice and light and subtle, but it can also be really punchy and champagne and beautiful. And it can be, look at how pretty that is. Stunning. I love Drift. It's one of my favorites. It picks up really soft. It's so good. Okay, and I just wanted to prep with this so I didn't compromise the placement of spell when I put it on. Sometimes you just work in reverse, because I'm going to keep my lid open. And I kind of want to take and clean up my under eye just a little bit. I have discoloration under my eye. So I'm going to go in with the blend brush, and I'm going to fix that really quick. I just need to do this. Maybe I'll use the etch brush actually on the square end. I'm going to use a brightening highlight because I'm quite bright under my eyes today, and I'm just really cleaning up the outer corner here and the inner corner and the inner corner. Wowzers. Okay, grabbing that, just again cleaning up. I'm doing this before there's any real fallout, but I just need to, I'm just very dewy today. Okay, let's rock and roll. So I'm a bit lighter under the eyes. It's whatever. Okay, We're gonna go in with the fluffy, and fluffy brushes are gonna apply lightly, and that's what we're doing. I'm putting this on as a transition color placement, nothing else. Using my transition placement as, that's what I say, play with your eyeshadows. When you find the placement you like, stick with it. And I talk about transition colors all the time. I keep it on my brow and I work it out and up on this upper brow, but I stay away from my outer corner and my lid. It's a peekaboo color. I'm doing that without adding anything else and just trying to omit one portion of it. So that's kind of what we're doing. So I'm gonna tap it on. This picks up well, where it's not crazy picking up the way Philly does, but it's not harder to pick up than, it's easier to pick up than Cocoa, but not as easy as Philly. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm gonna place this out here on the outer bone, past the outer corner, you see that? And we're gonna work it in, keeping it up high above the crease on that brow bone, and then lightly bringing it down, but not all the way. So it comes in to the, I have no words. I have no words. Come over about 3/4 of the way, but not all the way. And then we're just going to work this a bit up and let it blend out. But I wanted to show this in a beautiful, subtle way that can give your eye lift by leaving this section, the lid, and this section open. And so I'm really just working this straight out and across with a bit of an arch right up here to following that brow arch as my blend zone. Does that make sense? It's almost going all the way up to the brow, but not. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Isn't that pretty? Isn't it pretty? So tapping off. I need to pin my hair. Pinning my hair for y'all, because I need to hold a mirror too. All right, so we're starting on that outer brow. And I'm just gonna tap this. I can close this eye. And working with that brow bone, holding the brush up and down. That helps me a lot. And then pushing up to blend it out and over. Following, it's kind of nice having my brows on ahead of time. And by applying it lightly, I barely tapped onto it and then I tapped it off. I'm not getting a lot of fallout. I don't typically do my eyes last. But I wanted to see this foundation. So full disclosure, I'm not wearing SEINT foundation. SEINT everything else. SEINT blush, contour, bronzer, yes. But my foundation and my concealer, no. I like eye definition. I'm struggling with my beady eyes right now. And it may be because I just have very dark brown eyes. I'm gonna take the small end, I'm gonna tap off super light, and I'm gonna go right here in the middle, and I'm still gonna do my light smokiness. I need a little eye definition in the middle. So again, in the middle, right here, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do my usual suspects. I'm not gonna make Spell really dark as an eyeliner, but I am going to take my Maybelline Tattoo Studio and I am gonna waterline. And I'm gonna bring this over, flicking it up and pressing into that outer quarter lash line, getting in between those lashes there. And that's gonna give my eyes some lift, but this is also gonna give my eyes some definition by using the waterline. So I get a little extra, you see how it has a little extra? And then flicking out, but then pressing into that outer quarter, into that lash line really good. And I don't go all the way in, I go where my lashes stop. So when you're up in your business with a mirror, you can see where that is. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my Stila Stay All Day, and I'm going to do an outer quarter wing. So starting at the lash line and then pulling straight out and up. And I'm just going to have not a crazy dramatic eye, I'm keeping this subtle, but I'm 43 years old. I want some eye lift, and having some depth on this outer corner helps. And using this Stila pen, the felt tip on it makes it so easy. Okay, so I'm just going to build this up and out like that. And that little bit lifted my eye, and that's what I want out of my makeup. Okay, so starting at the lash line, pulling straight out. I like this Stila pen because it has a nice small end, but I'm working this straight out, and then this comes straight up and they meet. but I stay away from where you can see where your eye is gonna fold. I stay within that because my fold can easily take my liner and press it down and make my eye look like it's drooping. And on other days I might show that, but not today. And then I'm just gonna check, make sure these are equal. And this one just needs to come up just a bit more. This pen is just so, this little tiny thing can do so much because you're not needing anything really big. That was it. Okay, now I'm gonna add my mascara. I'm using Babe Lash For Real Mascara. This one is really good. I feel like the shelf life, I think my Bare Minerals lasts longer. My Bare Minerals, I wanna say is $34. Babe Lash is under $9. So take that into account. You kind of get what you pay for with that. So you may need to replace this one a bit more, but if you want a good lash primer, just buy this with it and then it will counter into free shipping when you buy them together because you get to that number that you're trying to get to. The nice thing about this, it has this little ball at the end so you can get up into some of these smaller places. I really work on filling at the base of my lashes to give a look of fullness and then pulling up so I don't get clumpiness. And that's where that ball end comes in handy because you're able to grab and pull in small areas. But I really work on filling that base first. And then I'm gonna let that tack up and work on this side. But again, working on that base to fill and volumize the look of my lashes. They have a really good lash serum. I use it morning and night. It's so good. I feel like I am getting more length. I think it'll take a while to add volume because, you know, roots. Okay, going in, building it up and out while that other side is tacking. I'm gonna reload. I think reloading dries out your mascara more. I think I was told that many moons ago. And now while it's tacky, I could just build the length. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm gonna do the lower lash line while that other side is tacking. And then this side, I'll just do the lower lash line also. But it does discolor your eyes. It's gonna leave a brown, or it can, depending on the people probably, but it can add discoloration to your lids. That's so pretty. But this is a nice and subtle way of doing this. I'm gonna add a little brightening to my waterline. I'm gonna use the squared end of the etch brush. So yes, I am using the etch brush. And I'm gonna use a color that's close to my skin tone, and I'm just going to waterline. Going across. You could do this before or after mascara. I don't think it matters. It's whatever. But I'm just not whitening, but lightening my waterline. Super easy, okay? And this, I like doing more than using something that's too light because then it just stands out. This will look a little bit more natural. All right, so just going to the corner, building it out. Same over here, this one didn't go on as well. Why am I tapping? Okay, sorry. Okay, so again, just going in, there we go. That's going on the way I want. Sometimes it just takes a little extra work. Isn't that pretty? It just gives my eye a good shape. All right, this, I feel pretty. I feel subtle and pretty. Eyeliner makes a big difference for me, and having a good eye definition makes a big difference for me. I am getting ready to try a new eyelash product. I've done magnetic lashes, and the ones I was using had anchors. So it had little parts and you would go in, and it was very nerve-wracking and I just couldn't hang. I've done the glue on underneath. I like those, but man, daunting. And so I was just offered to try, full disclosure, they're offering to send me 3 styles for me to try. And it comes with an applicator where you apply it at the top, apply it at the bottom, and then you go in and pinch them on. And it's very interesting, and I think it could be nice for if you just need it for one night, and then you can come home and just be yourself again. And I'm very excited to try it. So as I get those, I'll try them. I'm not sure if I'll do a first impression because they're lashes. They need a little work. Anyways, I'm very excited, but this is Spell and Drift. So pretty, so lovely. It doesn't have to be punchy and wild. You can blend this down more if you want. This is so pretty. And then you can take Drift and add it as an illuminator if you want to. That's when I like something that does more than one thing. You don't have to go, oh, I've got something fancy coming up, I better go buy a shimmer. Go grab Drift or Rome or Sabrina. On Wednesdays is another really good one. Gosh, there's one more and I can't think of the name of it right now. It's pink and it's quite punchy. This is it. Soulmate. Soulmate is another one, and Sis. All really great illuminators that you might already have in your palette. Okay, that is Spell in a nice, subtle, light way. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this, so I guess we'll see when I put it out. But it can be so many things, and I love when it can be this light, but it can also be an eyeliner. It's so pretty. Okay, that's it. That's my makeup. Have a great day.